And the politics in the United States along the southern border is very, very vocal. People are going to the streets in protest on either side of the debate. So international relations is happening. It's happening at the city hall. It's happening, at the student union when people are organizing some event. It's happening everywhere. I mean, people could be remembering Martin Luther King on Martin Luther King Day. That is an international relations event too, because it has huge, the contributions of the civil rights movement, a huge impact on who can work in the U.S., how they will be treated vis-a-vis people who are, say, ethnically, different than them. So much is happening in the U.S. that is also relevant to the international relations arena. More so, the U.S. is still by far the most powerful nation militarily in the world. And even though it has stiff competition from China, from Russia, from India, from the Middle East, as far as economic development and economic growth, the U.S. still has significant military power and military might. Their influence politics around the world. The Secretary of State Hillary Clinton or President Obama, they have significant power in the world. What they say has significant influence on politics in Pakistan, in India, in Bangladesh, in China, in Japan. I don't think there's any country that does not have diplomatic relations with the U.S. So international relations is everywhere. Then going back to corporations, we were saying corporations are hiring and firing people around the planet. Corporations are determining what kind of labor standards there should be around the planet. Look at McDonald's. McDonald's is an international corporation. It's something that we call a transnational corporation. This corporation pays taxes in a multiple of countries. It hires people in multiple countries. It caters to people's needs in multiple countries. So the food you get in the U.S. at McDonald's is extremely different from the food you will get in India, from the food you get in Australia, New Zealand, China. It's totally different. Now, I'm not advocating for McDonald's, but I'm saying that significant number of corporations like McDonald's, like Coca-Cola, like Pepsi, like Boeing, like Airbus, like Microsoft, like Google, they have a lot of power. Walmart is definitely number one in its annual revenues, and I think back in 2005 it was ranked between the GNP, which is the gross national product, or the national production, total national production of Sweden and Turkey. It was between those two. So you can imagine that states are no longer just those big, powerful players in international relations. And not even those big organizations such as the United Nations. It is actually corporations that have become so large and so powerful monetarily. They hire so many people that politicians are bound. They are bound to listen to them. There are legal ways of doing this, and there are illegal ways of doing this. So in the U.S., it is legal for a corporation to start something called a PAC. So once you start a PAC, you can give money from that PAC to political leaders. If you go to various websites online, just do a search for who's giving money to Romney and Obama this time, okay, in this election. Do a search, corporations giving money, and then type in Obama's name, and next type in Mitt Romney's name. And as you hopefully all know, Obama is the President of the United States and Mitt Romney is the Republican candidate for president. Do a search. See how much money each corporation is giving to them, or each corporation's political action committee or PAC. I'm not biased to any one of those websites, and so I would like you to find as many as you can just for your own and have a look, okay? So you can see, oh my God, these companies are political. So that's one way to get politically active, you know. The other way is, of course, when individuals within the corporation individually give to candidates. That's a whole other thing. And then when they go and they play golf with their friends who are in some golf, club or something, and they tell them, you know what, I would like to do business with your company, but I'm kind of leaning towards one of the candidates. I'm wondering if all of you can cough up, say, $1 million or something, and maybe we can start a PAC together and call it Environmental Consciousness Group PAC or something like that, right? And then they give money again to this cause, to one of the presidents or presidential candidates, or one of the senatorial candidates, or one of the congressional candidates, or one of the state legislature candidates. All of this is corporations getting involved in politics. So, with all this information, I want you to read chapter 1. And when you're reading chapter 1, I want you to kind of make the focus of your work, not just the assignment questions that I have given you, but the big picture. The idea that you need to walk away from this course with not just expertise on 5 nations that you have chosen to develop, but if you want to understand international politics, you're going to have to understand what some major nations are doing, and then also look at what smaller nations are doing. It's all important. But you also need to look at what organizations are doing, what corporations are doing, what individuals are doing. Can you imagine a person with my net worth has very little influence politically, but somebody like George Soros or Warren Buffett or Bill Gates, they have their own foundations and they give millions, if not billions, away. What is the political impact of charity or charitable organizations? Let's look at the U.S. What kind of charitable organizations do we have? We have religious organizations giving money, or rather people giving money to religious organizations, and those religious organizations themselves giving money to politicians. Everybody is getting political. And the questions that they give money to, or the issues that drive them to give money, may be important politically at the international level. So, I think that all of you understand, some of which I said from before. It's nothing new to you. So, go back, look at chapter 1, get excited about international politics. Hopefully you are excited by now. And then read the newspapers. What is everyone talking about? I was thinking that I would probably not listen to the presidential election debates this time. But I figured that if we are to understand what sways public opinion and what these political leaders are saying that is relevant to international politics, I should probably listen. I did tune into the Republican National Convention that was held, and you can go online and check both conventions. What are they up to? What are they planning? What are the two different parties planning for this election? If you haven't already done so, I think it's a good idea. Look at their foreign policy objectives. Look at what they're saying about employment. Look at what they're saying about unemployment. Anything is important, International relations is about everything. It is about everything.